I was having a conversation offline with him, and I'm like, why are we having this conversation? Come on the podcast.
Welcome to True Blue with Mike Viv and LPG.
So look, our next guest, and I got to tell you, the people out there are going to love it. Anybody tuning into this, True Blue, is going to absolutely love this because Brandon Jacobs is not only a fan favorite for the Giants, and you can't tell me he's not because he's a beast, and he dances on a Dallas Cowboys star and tells you, and tells Rex Ryan and his fat ass and all that other good stuff. But we have become friends through Giants football, through license plate guy stuff. We host softball games together and tailgates. So I think everybody's going to love our next guest, and he doesn't hold his tongue very much. So I'm sure he's going to say a lot of stuff. So, hey, Brandon Jacobs, get your butt in here for True Blue, baby.
Here we go. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, B. Jack?
Not much, white boy. Hey, man, are you dyeing your hair like that?
What do you – stop it. Stop it. Leave my hair alone,
man.
bro.
This shit's about
You know
white.
what? Here's the deal. You just are upset that you can't grow your hair anymore, so you make fun of mine.
Oh, shit. There you go. Yo, you got some distance. You got 1,200 miles away so you can say stuff like that.
Yo,
Yeah, I could.
Say it to his face.
Listen. This scalp ain't nothing like looking at it every day, buddy. Nothing like looking at it every day. You can't see yours.
Mike. That's true. It's true. I can't see my scalp, man. You got.
Yo, what if you start getting so what if you start getting like a receding hairline? And are you gonna hold on to it?
Here's the deal. There is no way on God's green earth that I'm gonna be one of those middle-aged white boys with the fade into the balding front into the ponytail back. No way. I'll go bald as shit. I swear to God, I'll pull a Brandon Jacobs before I do anything.
And I guess they got the two strands going over the.
Yeah. I swear to God, I'll be hair club for men before I do a ponytail with nothing in the front and a party in the back. No way.
Joe's saving a bunch of money on this season, Joe, so you can save up for the plugs.
Yes,
I know, right? He's saving a bunch of money for this year. Hey, it might change his mind. It might change his mind on future games. Shit, I saved this much money. I'm never going to a Giants game again.
Dude, he's not wrong. I mean, I do like the fact that my bank account shows more money in it now than it did last year.
Yes.
But and to be honest with you, I don't know, how long has it been since the Giants put a decent product on the field? So, when you're sitting at the away games, there are some games where, I might see Brandon Jacobs be like, hey, and he'd be like, hey, white boy, what's going on? And then I'm like, so I flew 3,000 miles so my friend Brandon Jacobs and I could say hello to each other, and now I got to fly back and go to work, and I spent, $2,000 on this trip.
Doesn't make sense. I don't get it.
NFC and the NFC West was on the docket this year too. So
correct.
The Seattle and LA.
Hey, listen, I was speaking with Brandon this morning about something else, and I put a post up in regards to Joe Judge and what he's doing in practice and how much I like it and how, I liked when McAdoo was here. I liked when Sherman was here. I would like whoever, because I'm a blind Giant fan, and especially in the beginning, and you want to give everybody their praise and you want to wish them well. And Brandon started saying some stuff, and I was like, hold on a second. Do you really believe that? He goes, hell yeah, I wouldn't say it. And two, I was like, do me a favor. I'm doing a podcast later. Just jump on. And he was like, time and place.
Nice.
So he's obviously adamant about what he's going to say now. And let's get right into it, Brandon. So I appreciate you joining us on True Blue. Tell me, why do you think Joe Judge is not going to last his 5-year contract?
Well, I mean, I don't know the guy. Quite frankly, I've never been into learning who NFL coaches are unless I'm being coached by them or they are coaching the New York Giants. Okay. So before this year, I hadn't really, before the Giants fired him, I mean, before the Giants hired him, I was forced to dig more into it, and then I talked to Kevin Dockery, who knew Judge. I think he coached at Mississippi State or something of that nature.
Right, and now they work together.
Right. So I don't really know much about him. I don't think he's been a head coach in the NFL once, ever before. And again, that doesn't mean much. He was behind. He was working with the great Bill Belichick, and I just never seen. Just like we never seen McAdoo lead a team before then. Shermer lead a team before then. I just tell people when they put all their eggs in one basket and knowing how the past has went, people put too much into a lot of these coaches, and then they end up calling them out of their names and calling them all these, why do you do that? These dumb, stupid coaches. The Giants need to do this. The Giants need to do that. The Giants need to do this. The Giants need to do that. And so they do that because in July and August, they put everything on this coach back, and they went out and get what it is they want to get. Now they wishing the guy was fired. So now my new thing that I'm doing is say, don't think he's going to be that great right now because the season hasn't started yet.
All right,
so
hold on, because that's also not fair to the coach you hired. Then you have to. I'm not saying no. I am saying you have to put all your eggs in that basket. You have to believe in that guy because you now have hired this guy for the ultimate position, a head coach of your football team.
I'm not talking about the New York Giants. I'm talking about the fans. It's a difference. And you've sat next to a bunch of pissed off people saying any and everything that comes to their mind about a specific coach or player. But that specific coach or player did not make them have all of this lead-up excitement that they have. They just have this excitement because because their new coach played for their favorite team, so they feel like they have to like him. That's not the case.
I can get down with that. I mean, look, I believe what I wrote this morning. I do believe McAdoo was the guy. I bought into his intelligence. I bought into the system he came from, and the suit that he wore, and his Bill Belichick attitude towards the media and the fans didn't work here. And then I bought into Shermer, into hopefully whatever he was doing with the young quarterbacks in Minnesota, he was going to do with a young quarterback here in New York whenever the Giants got their right guy. And I just feel like, yes, you put your eggs as a fan. Yes, you put your eggs into their basket because you want to believe that the organization hired the right guy. Joe Judge, who hasn't been a head coach in the NFL, you are correct.
He hasn't ran a popsicle stand in the NFL.
I understand that, but he's obviously dazzled the environment and the room to get the job. And I could listen.
So did McAdoo and so did Sherman.
I understand that. And I understand that didn't work out. So they're out on their asses. And this guy could be too. But he certainly has all my eggs right off the bat.
Listen, Jacobs, this dude. You can't really convince LPG anything.
I knew that was going to – I knew somebody was going to say that.
But Joe, he's right, though. He's right. Like, anything pertaining to the Giants, like, if we talk about what we talked about this morning, like you said, people will be trying to cut your head off for saying what you said. You know what I'm saying? But that's the first time I've ever heard you say anything. I was on the phone. Listen, I was on the phone like this. Did you just say that? You know what I'm saying? So, obviously, I know you love the Giants. I love the New York Giants, too. I want the Giants to be the best team in the National Football League, right? As I'm sitting right across the floor from a Philly fan. So I don't know Coach Judge. I really don't. Dockery said that he liked him when he was at Mississippi State or whatever it was. I just don't know enough about the guy.
Do me a favor, Brandon. Tell me your feelings on what you've been reading in regards to Judge's practices and having the coaches and the players run when they make mistakes.
That is absurd to me. To me, I mean, I run a youth program, right? And I make 8, 9-year-old kids run laps, you know, 10, up to 13. I laps. You got a guy that's supposed to be taking, you know, reps to get better, but he's spending 3 minutes, 4 minutes running around the field to run a lap when you messed up something. When he could be taking 2 or maybe 3 more plays to try to get better, but he's running a lap instead. That doesn't make sense. But as far as the coaches running laps, I think that's interesting. But I do feel like a lot of coaches in the NFL aren't fit. A lot of them aren't fit. A lot of them need to come down the way. I'm not sure if the Giants got any like that, but you know, I think coaches need to stay more fit as well. But
together,
what is a coach messing up on? Yeah, but what does a coach mess up on that would keep him, that would make him run on a lap?
No, that's
What
more.
could he do?
That's
His
more
unit.
togetherness. That's
Exactly.
more togetherness.
It's his
The
unit.
Giants' motto this year is "Together Blue." So what better way is Judge is proving it than we're all together? I'm just letting you know what the motto is, and I'm letting you know why Judge is doing it.
The running back screwed up, so the running back coach and that specific player take a lap. Is that what this is?
Listen, I don't know.
No one understands. That's why I said it's me, myself. Okay, so let's go back to when I was playing. Okay, Gerald Ingram, we set up a fine system, right? A fine system. Like, you mess up, you pay this, you pay that. And we used to have stuff on the board. I'm talking about every day in a game, practice, everything was more in the game. All right. It was like 200, 300 for fumbles. When you drop the ball, it was like, 200, 300. It was like 200 for a missed blitz pickup. You run out of bounds. You got to pay. Ain't no dodging, none of that. Turn around.
Wow.
You got to lean back into somebody. You got to pay. So yeah. So what we did was, Gerald put together a fine system. We had running back dinner like every weekend, and then we had a running back party that we'll do, or go out to dinner or something of that nature after the season was over. And that's where that money went toward.
See, now that's pretty interesting. I really like that. So if you were to sit down with Coach Judge and tell him this story right here, how the positional coach did this and it brought us as a group together, you would tell him that you would think that you'd rather him do something like that, like give it to all the positional coaches to deal with their players that way?
Yeah, I mean, I think it'd be good, because we used to try so hard not to screw up, but again, we're only human, and humans screw up. We all mess up. So I don't understand. People. So that fine, that pot is going to be big.
Oh yes,
it's going to be big, because there's too much going on mentally and physically for you not to get something wrong.
So let me ask you
Not to
something.
be able to do something.
So let me ask something. Yeah.
Hold on. Who paid the most?
Go ahead, Mike. Yeah.
Well, I paid the most of the time.
Yeah, because you got the ball the most.
Carries.
He got the ball the most. Yeah.
I got the most snaps, and when Ahmad got the most snaps, his ass paid the most.
Yeah.
It was still simple.
So let me ask something. The positional fines, I guess that's more of like, a friend thing. And then at the end, all the running backs went out and they enjoyed a sick ass dinner at the end of the year because it was, $10,000 in the basket. So as far as the team stuff that Joe Judge is doing, do the players get fined for messing up in practice? And if they do, where does that money go to?
The players for messing up in practice? No, there is no fines for messing up in practice. Unless you bring it up, unless you group like what we had. We used to have it written down on board who could do what. That's a positional. That's position accountability.
Okay,
that's
I
what
like
that
that.
is.
Position accountability.
Position accountability. The linemen did. I don't know what they did. I don't know what the linebackers did. I don't know what the wide receivers did. I don't know what the quarterbacks did. I don't know what any of those other groups of players did. I just know what the running backs did, and that's why, to be quite frank with you, and I'm probably gonna piss a lot of my old teammates off when I say this, but that's why the running backs was the best part of our football team.
But I expect you to say nothing less than that, and I bet you anybody who played with you wouldn't expect you to say anything less than that.
Yeah, we ran the rock. Like, it was because it was sometimes where we couldn't run the ball, you know, and the boys on the outside took over. Plexico took over. Toombs took over. You know, we had got Hickson coming in playing great. You know, times, you know, David Tyree coming in doing stuff. I mean, we had great players on our team, but our football team was based off of you know, when, you know, my first couple of years was Tiki, you know, and then from me on, it was based me, you know, Ahmad, Derek, Danny, you know what I'm saying? We ran the football.
And you and Derek have one of the only double 1,000-yard seasons ever. There's only a couple. I think there's only like 6 or 7 ever.
I think
two backs have.
I think it might be 4.
Oh, really?
and I don't know, because I get it from Derek all the time, so I don't know exactly how many it is. But I think
honestly, if you follow Derek, he'll be posting that quite often because he wants to remind people about that shit.
What was the fine for falling butt backwards into the end zone?
Oh my goodness.
Well, it would have been a mental error, and that probably would have been like $100.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad. Hey, honestly, that's one Long Island iced tea to Brandon. So that's okay.
That's a running back.
Hey,
that's a running back.
In New York City, it's like 3.
Exactly. Well, Brandon Jacobs' favorite drink, right? Long Island iced tea. He gets it in about. He gets it. You know, you go to a restaurant and they bring out the water to fill your glasses in. You might as well just bring them that with a straw, bro. Anytime we went out, when I tell you a splash of Coke, there's practically no color in his drink. I'm just letting you know right now, there's no color in that
All
thing.
the clear booze. So you guys are obviously close friends. They've done a million cool things over the years. You've gone out drinking Long Island iced teas, but how did the relationship first start? Like, obviously.
Oh man, hey, let me take that. I got to take that real quick because Brandon doesn't hold back. He's gonna basically ask you, tell you, or show you his feelings. So we were at an away game, and I believe Brandon was in the lobby of the hotel, and here comes, you know, license plate guy with his freaking long hair walking by, and word for word, Brandon Jacobs, hey. I turn around, yeah, you. I'm like, yeah. He's like, who the fuck are you?
Oh, wait.
That is basically how we met.
Hey, you're a guy?
Yeah. Hey, you're a female? You're a guy or female? Turn around.
Oh, no. See, I definitely knew what he was.
No. He's like, who the fuck are you? You go to all these games. Who are you?
We sat. This guy always sitting behind us.
Some independently wealthy Giants fan.
So I see this dude. Then, but look, I had never seen him. I think it was like maybe 2 weeks, 3. I take that back. I think it might have been 3 or 4 weeks into the season. And I see this guy sitting behind us with these damn license plates and his jersey he had made up. And I'm going to go to another away game. We all the way in Seattle. He's sitting back there like, the fuck is this guy? Right? So I leave it alone. And then I think we go to Dallas or somewhere like that. And then I'm in the lobby and I see him walk through the lobby. I say, I got to fucking ask this. I say, hey man, hey, you. Who the fuck are you? Are you always like, who are you? And nobody else really like, you know, paid. I guess nobody else really paid any attention to it. I'm like, I gotta know who the fuck is this guy? Because this guy coming to our games. I don't know where he lives, but he goes to all our away games. He's sitting on row fucking 1 right behind the bench.
Private jet.
Who in the fuck is this guy?
Yeah. And I honestly, Mike, I think like a couple of weeks later or whatever, I had made a really sick beast jersey, and it was like Brandon and the earth was behind him, and I obviously I made him one as well, and I, you know, was trying to reach out to give it to him. But again, you know, back then, social media isn't like it is today. You know, wasn't readily
It didn't even
available.
exist then. It didn't even exist then. I mean,
Yeah, it didn't even. You're right. Actually,
Yeah.
it didn't. It didn't. And finally, I think I got in touch with his wife, who's the boss of any family anyway. And the next thing you know, they invited me over, and I was there for 5 hours, and that's how friendships start, and it's been ever since.
All right, that's amazing. Now I got one for you, even though Brandon's not going to remember. But that was something to you. The first time I met Brandon was at a tailgate, not just like the one we're going to have, but after the game. Who was the dude who used to cook you guys burgers and stuff after the game, Brandon? I think his name was actually Joe. I don't know if it was.
Was it in the players' parking lot?
Yeah, 1E, right when you walk out in the new stadium.
yeah, you know what? We did that. We didn't do that often.
I got invited, and then I met you. But this is what I have two pictures from it. Hold on, I want to share. I don't know how this is going to look on the screen. I don't know how it's going to sound on audio. But tell me if what this is to you. Hold on.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that spinner.
What?
Yeah, that's my Chevy. I wish I could have my money back for it right now. That was the biggest piece of shit, the biggest waste of anybody, the biggest waste in financial history, man. It was crazy.
Here's another one. I mean, that thing was clean though.
It was clean.
It did look good, but it kept breaking.
But that was my picture.
Yeah,
I'm like checking out your rims and shit.
Hey,
And
Mike,
Get that.
I gotta tell you a funny story since you brought up the car situation. One time, Brandon had just gotten a Bentley, and I guess he had maybe modified it a little bit, just a tad. And he says, "Come on, let's go for a ride." And he put $1 bill. Knowing him was probably $100 bill, but he put a 100 or whatever on the dash. And he says, "Listen, I'm gonna take off, and I'm gonna give you 3 seconds, 5 seconds." How long was it, Brandon?
It was the start of third gear, escalating from third gear. Then you try after third gears.
But how many seconds did you give me?
3.
He gave me 3 seconds, and if I could grab the 100, it was mine. I was like, no problem. Mike, when I tell you it was from here to here, like, just grab it.
Yeah.
I said, no problem. He took off, and I'm like, I could not grab it. Dude, I swear to God, I felt like a dinosaur with little ass hands. The force that he took off with, man, those was some good old
Must have been right after that big contract you got in. When was that? Right after.
Oh, yeah, that's when
right after they tagged you, then they extended.
2008.
Yeah.
2008, I think.
So I want to keep the great Brandon Jacobs much longer, but I want to run through a couple of little fun facts that I have on you. Definitely didn't take the typical, I guess, the average fan thinks that the players go to college and they just get drafted. You definitely did not take the typical road to the NFL. So you had a pretty cool road. Your high school, your senior year high school stats. Let's see Joe. Joe, tell me his senior year high school rushing yards and TDs. Senior year. Now, how many games did you play in high school? 10, 11, 12?
No, you played less than that, right?
No, 10-game season.
10-game season.
Okay,
This is in the year 2000-ish, right?
This is 2000 yeah, 2000. Yeah, 2000.
The fall of 2000. Give me his yards. Brandon Jacobs high school senior year yards and total TDs.
I have no idea. I'm gonna go with a 60 touchdown season. How off am I?
Okay.
Oh,
What is it?
38 touchdowns.
All right, I'm just in 10 games is stupid. Right, it's stupid. But the way you were laughing, I'm like, double it.
Oh, okay. I mean, still, that's 3.8 touchdowns a game.
Yeah, that's it. Just under 4.
And then how many yards though?
All right, let's go 10. Let's go 10 games at 200 yards a game.
How about 10 games at 300 yards?
Oh my God.
So my question is, who's doing your damn recruiting at high school? that you take this journey to all these other little schools. Obviously, 2 years later, they found you at a big school like Auburn to go to. But that's wild, man.
Hey, Brandon, do me a favor. Tell Mike who were the running backs at Auburn at that time.
Come on, I know that.
Do you name them?
Of course, I know Ronnie Brown and Cadillac.
Yeah, all right, there you go.
That's a huge question. But how great is it? How great is it that all these years later, who had the best career, the better career? And
Totally agree.
And
Brandon Jacobs. Yeah, by far.
Well, some people say that I had the better supporting cast.
All right, so you know what? No. I think he did as well, Mike. I think he did as well.
He had a good line.
What does that – who gives a shit? He still had the better career. Great. He had a better supporting cast. Great. Your team should have had a better supporting cast for you.
I mean, but also Cadillac played like 2 seasons, 3 seasons. He just broke himself. So supporting cast or not,
He broke himself.
He broke down like your what was it? Your what did you say? Your Chevy? What was that?
Hey, if it wasn't for injuries though, Cadillac would have been great. Cadillac was a beast.
Cadillac. Well, I mean, he had that 1-6 season for sure.
Yeah, he ran hard. He was quick. He had speed. He was a total package player. He was a beast. Now Ronnie big, 230-something pounds. You know, running the 4.340, just a beast. Like the boys were monsters. You know what I mean? Like I said, I just had to transfer because they had all the ability in the world. You know, so nothing will. You know, I don't think our season would have changed one way by playing me versus playing them. We were 8-5. We were going to be 8-5 with me there. We were going to be 8-5 with it didn't matter. You know, it wasn't going to really change anything. So. I decided to be the one to transfer. I mean,
and then you go get in the league against Jason Campbell too, and you got to play Campbell when he's on the Redskins.
Mm-hmm.
All right, before we let you go, Joe and I had to talk him off a cliff with our Giants record prediction this season. If we play 16 games, Joe and I have the team at 10-6. That'll be next week for all the listeners. Next week we're gonna go over our game by game analysis. It's expert analysis. Can't be missed.
You guys got him at 10-6 now. Next week, you'll have him at something different.
That's right. 11-5.
Well, listen. Every week something happens. McCoy, right? McCoy just went down. Gerald McCoy. So
cool.
For Dallas.
So things happen.
Did you know that McCoy, the defensive tackle?
He got hurt.
Yeah, ACL. I think gone for the year.
Damn, that sucks, man.
And I mean, he's a beast.
He's really good too. He's really good too.
He's very good. He's very good. I'm not going to cry over it, and I don't want anybody getting hurt. But oh well.
And
no.
Damn, white boy.
No.
That's an edit.
No, man, no. Sure, I think you can find a way around that.
You're right. My fault. Get well, McCoy.
Next question. God damn, man. Well, I wish him a speedy recovery, man. I hope he come back
me
strong,
too.
But
Me too. Good luck.
Somebody else.
Yeah, good luck with that, McCoy.
And
how long was his contract there?
That's a good question. No idea.
He came up with Tampa Bay, and then he just signed with Dallas, and so did Griffin.
Everson Griffin.
Minnesota.
I can't believe that Everson. I can't believe he signed with Dallas. They have money. What do they grow it on the trees out there in Dallas?
It wasn't a huge deal. It wasn't a huge deal.
It doesn't matter. We couldn't afford him at $6 million.
We could have. We could definitely.
I'm sorry. I don't know how Dallas pulls that off. I really don't. They got guys on the books that just do a better job.
Who's the money guy in Dallas right now? Who's making the most? Is it Zeke?
Nobody. No. The thing is, they have money because they have to sign Prescott. They haven't signed. Once they sign Prescott, if they give him a bag, then there's no money to go around.
Isn't he getting $35 million?
Let's go here with it. We speaking of this, the money and the bag and all that growing on trees. What did the New York Giants do with Saquon Barkley?
Here we go. Here we go.
What did the Giants do with Saquon? Now I played running back for for the Giants. I am no stretch of a man. I am nowhere near like Saquon Barkley. Nowhere near him. Not close, in my opinion. It's a generational talent. I think he's better. I think he's the best running back in the National Football League by far. Dallas breaks Zeke off with this huge contract, right? So is Saquon worth as much as Zeke? Is Saquon worth as much as Zeke? Or the Giants got to let him walk?
Or
Which one y'all think they'll do?
Or
Hell no.
McCaffrey. Okay, so I keep forgetting that McCaffrey just got this big deal. I keep forgetting that. So do the Giants match that, or they let him walk?
Mr. Mara is backing the money truck up to Saquon's house, in my opinion.
Okay. I've been thinking about that. I've been thinking about this ever since Zeke got his deal.
He's too good of a kid. He's too good. The culture is too good around him. He's setting the tone already. He's too good. He means so much to the team already. I can't see it happening. Joe is suspiciously quiet on this topic.
Because the fan in me, the Saquon Barkley fan in me, wants to pay him the mint truck, wants to back up and pay him everything. The smart fan in me would be pay him, but before you pay him, you need to shop him. And I know that is horrible to say, but if you're going to give me 2 firsts and 2 seconds going into his second contract year, and the Giants are still out here struggling, and you could set off your defense and your offense with 2 starting players on both sides, do you not entertain the idea? That's why I really got upset when Jamal Adams got pissed off at the Jets for shopping. That doesn't mean we're going to shop you, and we love you. But if we're going to set our team up for 10 years, yeah, we're going to shop you, bro, because no one's bigger than the team. With that said, sign Saquon Barkley for a boatload.
I mean, listen. Shopping hasn't been our strong point lately with our.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
I don't know.
We're not getting a lot of change back.
Yeah. The ROI.
I've just been thinking about that.
Hasn't been great here.
Ever since Zeke signed his deal, I've been thinking about that. What are they going to do with Saquon? What are they going to do? Because they haven't been known to pay running back that type of dollar,
That's true.
So I was just wondering, what they were going to do. I hope they pay him. I love watching the kid runs. He tons of respect from him to me and vice versa. He talks to my kids, take pictures. He does everything. That he is a star citizen.
He's a class act.
Yeah, So obviously, I want them to pay him, but I just didn't know whether or not what they were thinking. And we still don't know. But we just giving y'all. You guys are giving your opinion, and if you feel like you can get a running back from anywhere, then they don't pay him. Like people always say, you can find a running back in somebody's backyard, fishing. You can find a running back somewhere putting down pavement. You can find it now. You can't. You really can't.
Definitely not a Barkley talent.
You can find a running back at computer school for the Kansas University. What was the name of your first college you went to?
Coffeeville,
yeah. And then wound up as a Saluki.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Ancient Greyhound.
That's awesome.
Well, this is amazing. This has been such a fun talk with Giants legend, 2-time Super Bowl champ, Brandon Jacobs. Brandon, it's very rare I get to ask this question, but which is your favorite Super Bowl, the first one or the second one? Not many people have, you can't ask that to many people.
Nah, you can't. You really can't. The first one. First one was better.
Most people say
the first one was better. I think our team then was better. I mean, it's your first time at the pinnacle. I mean, it's you the man. You are the absolute shit. Like for real. You are the best.
Come on, man. 18-1, undefeated Patriots.
And that
come
is
on.
The thing.
Right. So I mean, it would be the team that people said that we'd never be. I still talk to people today. Like when I go to all these different places, people bet on games, and I hear this all the time. Man, I lost so much money messing with y'all. I lost so much money. Like, why'd you bet against us? Who would do that?
Amazing.
Come on, man. Nothing in life is perfect. So you think they're about to go 19-0? No.
That's a whole nother segment with you. Next time we have you on, we're going to go deep into that game.
Hey, yeah. Brandon, can't thank you enough for joining us on True Blue. You are You are not only a legend in the Giants community, the Giants play as a Giants player. The fans love you tremendously. You have an unbelievable family. You got great kids. But I have to tell everybody out there that the last couple of years, I've seen so much more from you. And I mean that as a football coach, as a father figure for these kids that you're coaching. Your heart and soul goes into your coaching. And it's so rare that someone finds something that they absolutely love to do after they did what they love to do. So I really appreciate you joining us. And final thoughts, man, on True Blue.
Hey, man, listen, I appreciate you guys having me. And were we supposed to use that kind of language?
Fuck it.
Fuck it, it's over now.
Yo,
I appreciate you, man. Be easy, man. Y'all be good.
See you later,
All
brother.
right.